Hi, welcome to Gun Stuff. I'm here with Chin from Laser Ammo. Chin, thank you for giving us a little bit of your time.
Thank you for coming over.
Thank you. We recently did a review on the Laser Ammo LaserPET, and if you haven't seen it, you can go to our website and check it out. So would you be able to tell us a little bit about your systems you have here? You have multiple training systems, and we'd like to talk a little bit about each one. But we started off, we just did the review on this, and we loved it. It was a great piece of gear, and I got my whole family involved with shooting with this piece of gear at home. So when they got into it and they got to shooting, they really loved it. So this is a great thing for us to use when we're there. So would you be able to tell us the difference between the two models?
Yeah, LaserPET 1, we are working with that for the last 5 years. It's amazing training. It has 4 different programs. You can use it the same thing that you used at the video that you made about the LaserPET 2. So it works mainly on accuracy and speed to see from holstering to marksmanship.
Okay.
LaserPET 2 we just launched at SHOT Show this January actually. So it's a step up. It has 6 different modes. So we added 2 modes for elapsed time and split times and so on. So if you want to work on your split times, and the major difference between both is that this can do red lasers, this can do both red and IR laser. Okay. So you cannot cheat a little bit when you see where you hit and you correct yourself. With this one you can't if you are using the IR laser, but you can use both.
And one of the things, like when you're training, we find ourselves when we're shooting, and especially using laser systems like this, you find yourself looking right over the top of the sights and just kind of eyeballing it at close range. And you're looking at the target, so you're not paying attention to your sights, which is exactly what you want to do when you're practicing all the fundamentals of marksmanship. Exactly. So you guys have this system here that you guys can now incorporate with your other targets.
Yeah, so we came up with those targets. Those are interactive multi-target training system. Long name, but it's a great system. We have 5 different targets. It's come actually in packages of 3 or 5. You can put up to 10 of them together even if you like. They're talking to each other wirelessly. They have 6 different modes, so you can work on still play shooting, chase the ball, shoot, no shoot situations and things like that. Yes. So if that's working more on your accuracy and speed, first shot and so on, this is more tactical training. So that will be home defense, movements, transitionals, and so on and so forth.
And so all of these are movable. So these are just very light pieces that you can just take and you can set them anywhere. So if you're practicing home defense, you can take this and you can set this on the bookshelf. You can set it by the TV. You can set it over in the corner, and you can do all the different things with it. And these all communicate with each other, correct?
Those communicate with each other, those don't.
Okay.
So those, if I'll use it, for example, with a recoil gun, now I can work myself over and work. This is a non-shoot, for example, so you're getting penalized, and now I'm working on movement. So if I'm putting around the room, now I can work on looking at different threats and things like that in my own home, very safely.
That's an excellent program. So you guys also have a couple of different guns in here also. You have recoil, you have the laser and the IR, and then you have another training pistol. Could you tell us a little bit about the different ones?
Yeah, those are great models. Those are all Glock models, right?
Okay.
So if you're taking, this is a regular Glock, for example, we put just a laser inside, and now every time that we'll shoot, it will shoot a laser.
Yes, sir.
In this case, we have a reset trigger in order to continue shooting with it, but that's one of our Glocks. Now we have a recoil gun. Same kind of Glock. Actually, that's a Humarex Glock. Okay. So it's licensed by Glock. But now when I'm training, it's shooting a laser, but I'm getting a full blowback. So I can work on continuous shots and so on and so forth, more realistic kind of training.
Yes.
The ATLAP, which is Advanced Training Laser Pistol, same thing, same Glock model. Now when I'm shooting, it will make a shot sound, but when I'm just putting my finger in, it will make an alarm. Okay. It's an inclusion alarm to teach me not to put my finger inside the trigger guard while I'm not looking to shoot.
Yeah.
Right?
And as an instructor, when we're on the range, a lot of times people get amped up, they get a little excited, and they're, when they're going through and they're doing something like clearing a room or just whatever it would require for you to draw your firearm, and you tell them, hey, your finger's in the trigger, or your finger was in the trigger, and a lot of times they'll because they're so excited and they get the auditory exclusion and tunnel vision and things like that, they don't realize that they do things like that. So this is a great tool to let someone know, hey, you're making a training mistake and you're doing something that could be critical, in an emergency situation. So,
that was built for law enforcement in mind,
Yes.
and a lot of different departments using it, and I cannot tell you how many reduction in accidental discharges
Yes.
this was made.
Yeah,
This is an amazing.
negligent discharge is always a threat, with law enforcement and military, because you're carrying a firearm and you're involved with it all the time. You're moving it, you're drawing, you're holstering, doing all these different things. You guys also have some of your laser bullets.
So if you're using a laser cartridge, that's a 9mm cartridge, but we have an adapter system. So you can adapt the same cartridge to shoot in a 40 or 45 or even 12 gauge. This is just a shell. You're putting the cartridge inside, and now I can use it with a 12 gauge shotgun.
Great.
Or a 20 gauge or 308 or anything else.
You can put it and use it just about any system you want. So
Yep.
you just order when you order the system, you also order whatever
Caliber
use.
that you want
Yep.
to use.
And then you can use it with all of them. And the thing we love most about this is the fact that you're using your own firearms. So if I wanted to do training for home defense, I get to use my shotgun. I'm not stuck using a generic plastic imprinted, something that may not have the same mechanics, the same controls as the firearm that I'm going to use in an emergency situation. So I get those repetitive reps, get those reps where I can work my action, I can use my safeties, and it's all the exact same as what I'm going to use in a real life situation. So this is a great
And I
product.
can explain one thing here. A lot of people ask me how it's not eject from the gun. So when you're putting it in the gun,
Yep.
the ejections, the things that grabs it out,
the extractor.
the extractor will miss it.
Yes.
But when I want to take it out, I'm just turning it, and now the extractor will take it out.
Yeah, so do you mind if I say that? So on the end of this, you can see the parts that are cut out.
Yep.
So it's just a slight turn and the extractor misses it.
Exactly.
Slight turn and it comes out. So when you go to do your extracting, you go to rack your slide on your shotgun, then you're not jumping this out on the ground
Exactly.
and having to reload it every time you do a drill. So that's a great piece right
design.
there.
Smart Sound.